And welcome to Talking Smarks. My name is Josh. It's been a few weeks, been about a month that I've been on hiatus, but I'm glad to be back. A lot of the hiatus was primarily just having to go and get new equipment to record the show because the laptop that I was using, holy smokes, it just wasn't cutting it anymore. The quality of the recording was starting to dip. Some portions of the entire recording would be lost, and it just became a bit of a nightmare. But now I finally was able to go ahead and get a decent audio setup going, and here we go. It's been a couple of weeks, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been running around like a headless chicken, so it's been hard for me to really keep track of everything going on in WWE, in AEW, in just the wrestling business in general. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick little episode here. And I'm going to go ahead and focus on none other than everything that's happened with CM Punk over the last 2 months or so, since the chaotic press conference at All Out that led then to a full-on brawl between members of CM Punk's camp, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, several others involved in the fray as well. So far, no one has officially returned to TV. We've had multiple on-air vignettes on Dynamite and Rampage showing that the Elite looks like are going to be making a return. This last one that aired on Dynamite, it does appear that at Full Gear, we're going to see the return of the Elite. Allegedly, the plan is for them to start feuding with Death Triangle over the Trios titles, which would make sense because the Elite were the inaugural Trios champions, which they were stripped of after the brawl at All Out. So it would make sense that they're going to go and try to get their titles back. Whether they win or not, I don't know. There's only really one way to find out. But we're getting a lot of vignettes showing that the Elite are going to make a return. As for CM Punk, it is alleged that Tony Khan is looking to negotiate a buyout of the remaining years of CM Punk's contract and basically be done with Punk once and for all. Allegedly, Tony Khan does not want CM Punk to return, and it would make sense. As of right now, we haven't gotten a whiff of CM Punk on TV at all. He was removed from all of the show intros. Anytime that they mention the Ring of Honor Championship on Dynamite or Rampage, and they mention all of the past Ring of Honor champions, they do not mention CM Punk, which, remember, he had quite a lengthy and some will say prestigious reign with the Ring of Honor title back in the day. Had those acclaimed matches with CM Punk, or not with CM Punk, my apologies, with Samoa Joe. So we'll see what happens there, although, curiously enough, if you go on shopaew.com, there's still a lot of CM Punk merchandise, and more has continued to come out. Just the other week, there was a CM Punk Christmas ornament that came out, so at least for right now, you can still get a lot of CM Punk AEW merchandise. And anytime that they show the cover of the AEW Fight Forever video game, CM Punk's still on the cover. He's the main person on the cover. That artwork hasn't changed. It's still kind of odd. It is a precarious situation. It's like, okay, well, on the cover of this hugely anticipated video game, you have a wrestler that, for all intents and purposes, is no longer with the company. So we'll see what they do there. I wonder if they're going to change the cover artwork, maybe put somebody else on there. I mean, put MJF on the cover. I'm down for that. Oh, also, speaking of MJF, that man is currently on the run of his career. It seems like everything that happened after All Out just seemed to have reinvigorated him. And I'm absolutely loving every second of it. At Full Gear, we are finally going to get the match. MJF, Jon Moxley, for the AEW World Championship. I can't wait. It's going to be absolutely insane. Will the devil finally get his due? Will MJF finally get the title? More than likely, I believe it's going to be him, because Mox has been the absolute workhorse of the company, especially since this whole brawl at All Out, or Brawl Out as people are calling it nowadays. If anything, he's more than earned a good vacation. So I'm patiently waiting to see what is going to happen now with MJF as a world champion. AEW is also finally returning to Denver December 28th. They're going to be taping New Year's Smash, both Dynamite and Rampage here in Denver. I do plan on being there in some way, shape, or form. Hopefully, I think it's going to be a great show. Will I get to see MJF as the world champion? I hope. Last time they were here was the Fallout show from Revolution 2020, a couple of weeks before the pandemic era began. And we didn't actually see MJF in person. We just got an on-screen video package with him. It was after the Revolution match between him and Cody where MJF won. And we just got a on-air vignette of him, taunting the fans, which was great. But I just want to see what they're really going to do with MJF as the world champion. He is way too good as a heel, and I'm just really excited to see where it goes. It seems like we're getting, in a way, kind of a soft reboot of AEW ever since the events of All Out. A couple more people are getting way more TV time. We're seeing, like Shawn Spears back on TV. We're getting quite a few women's matches at All Out. The biggest one for sure, we have Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm. That's just built-in storytelling right there. They were roommates during the pandemic, and finally they're going one-on-one for the AEW Interim Women's Championship. If you ask me, Toni Storm's the champion. I don't play the interim game myself. We'll see how that match goes. We're also going to go ahead and get Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Saraya. That's right. Saraya is making her in-ring return. She's been fully cleared to compete. This past week, we had an absolute fiery segment between Britt Baker and Saraya. I can't wait for this match. Obviously, with Saraya's neck injury, it's going to be a little bit different. We'll see how her style changes, but it's going to be a banger of a match. Full Gear is shaping up to be an utterly incredible show. I can't wait for it. And this was just a short little episode here just to basically say, hey, I'm back. The hiatus is over. I look forward to recording way more episodes here in the future for y'all. And I plan on, once again, resuming my normal duties of live tweeting Dynamite, Rampage, the AEW pay-per-views. My music is also out on Spotify. I dropped a little bit of a spooky season EP called Spooky Sounds for Spooky Times. Check it out on Spotify under the name Wolfie Mo. We're still on Twitter, at least for now, unless Elon does something really crazy. At that point, we will maybe look at exploring other channels, which if we do, we will notify you all. I do still thank you all for listening. I know it's been a little while since I recorded an episode, but I just want to say I'm back. Thank you all so much for listening, and you have a great rest of your day.